So, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Talent Finders would like to welcome CEO and founder of Athaya Holdings, Michael J. Padilla. So, welcome, Michael.
Thank you.
So, Michael, congratulations on everything you have achieved throughout your career. Your journey has taken you from military service and government work to building an international group of companies operating across multiple industries and continents. So, can you tell us more about the journey or how that began and what inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah. Um, let's say that it was by mistake.
Okay.
I don't think many people have, or maybe do, maybe people have things planned or plan in a way they imagine. And I think paths change based upon situations, times, and outlooks. And so for me, the military was something that my father was in. So it was a natural progression for me to go into the military and become what I what I envisioned from movies and from listening to my father and his friends.
Yes.
The unexpected part was when leaving the military. What do I do next? How do I take those talents? And so I had a really hard time transitioning. From when I got into security, I was working with royal family members in the Gulf, and I decided to venture on my own and put my own spin and desires on trying to create something that had a moral compass, but also something that could better me as an individual and better me as a person.
Amazing. So, today, obviously, you lead with your holding companies, or you have a group operating across risk management, technology security, travel, investment, and strategic consulting. So rather than simply describing the companies, so can you tell us what problem you are trying to solve for your clients and what is your vision um, in terms of building this group?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's also one that's very hard to define.
Yes.
I think the reason is what happens in society or what happens in our current life changes a company's path, a company's direction, a company's ethos. Our own direction is our own ethos, and so for me, I deal with humans
Yes.
from a risk from a risk management standpoint. Humans are the biggest ones who violate or who do not adhere to policies and procedures, compliances, so forth and so on. So I guess I would say I deal with human behavior, human decision making, communication, and solving problems that humans create. Um, that goes from, you know, protecting individuals or providing technology that helps, or ease of movement and travel, or logistically making sure people are safe, vehicles are maintained. Um, that's pretty much it.
Amazing. So, your career has taken you into some very challenging environments around the world without getting into operational details. What lessons from those experiences have shaped the way you lead business and make your own decisions today?
Um, in my career field in the military, flexibility was key, but also in that um, ground truth or insights were far less. And so being able to support a mission or a task based upon minimal amount of data or insights, 20% or less, taught me the ability to adapt.
Yes.
In that ability to adapt, then I had to depend on my teams to work together. So we have 20% of information. So in that, we need to counter, create, adapt, move, shift as things go through. as a team, which then taught us, I would say, stamina from both a physical and mental,
Yes.
because things go awry. It taught me ethics and integrity from the standpoint that we have to carry the task out. We must meet the objectives and the goals, but we must be able to adhere to the ground rules,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
correct. And so I would probably say the most important thing that the military has taught me is you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. So no matter how capable I am, and no man's an island, I can't achieve without a team.
No.
So that's built on trust. That's built on collaboration. It's built on adaptability. Um, yeah, I think that covers that.
And then are you able to, just out of speaking about surrounding yourself with people or the right people, um, obviously throughout, your career or your time in doing this, are you able to discern much quicker, like who is a good team member or who is, so like you could obviously sift certain people out if they're not the right people. Like, so was that process difficult for you, or was it just something you learned to manage or kind of master over time? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, it's the holy grail.
Yeah.
um, my HR department would probably love that. I mean, there's a gut feeling that I think all of us have. Do we listen to it? No. Sometimes it's lack of emotional intelligence, or too much, or attributes versus skill sets. There's cultural. There's entonology. There's many different factors that go into hiring people and working with people. Um, I'm an introvert to a point, but at some points I'm not. So it's hard to say. I think for me, actions speak louder than words. So you can have the best resume, you can be the greatest storyteller, but if you can't execute, that's what tells me about the individual. So, you know, to be honest, great leaders aren't the smartest people in the room. We
Yes.
just know how to build teams.
Yes.
And I think that's the biggest thing is I'm not the smartest one, but I'm quick enough to put the right people together to carry on when I need to be done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you often said that risk isn't something you eliminate, it's something you understand and manage. So can you explain what you mean by that and why you think so many organizations still misunderstand risk?
Okay, that's a good one. People often think of risk or risk management is about preventing bad things from happening, and I don't see it that way. It's part of life. It's part of picking a life partner. It's like having a kid that's crossing the street, that's taking money out of the ATM, it's hiring an employee, it's flying. It's risk is all around us. Um,
Yes, of course.
I I don't shy away from risk. A good leader, I didn't get where I was by mitigating risk. I achieved what I wanted because I embraced the risk, and
Yes.
I needed to understand it. Um, Managing risk isn't about fear, and I think that's where some people come in to play, where it's fear.
Yeah.
Corporates look at it from a compliance process.
Mm.
Lawyers look at it from terminology and phrases. But at the end of the day, a contract can be broken, a compliance can be manipulated. So then
Yes.
how do you deal with that after all those factors have been done? The greatest intentions that corporations have is try to ring fence or hold employees accountable for certain actions. At the same point, is that the right person to be doing the job, whether it's traveling to a foreign company, or excuse me, foreign country, or is the leadership thinking in the right mind, where it's people before profits or profits before people? Is
Mm.
that a corporation really living on its values, or just spinning it on a marketing texts to look at. Well, we believe in green energy, but you really don't.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah,
That's a whole
so
other conversation.
so I would say a good leader and a good company doesn't avoid it.
Yes.
How did you get to where you were? So you need to embrace it, understand it, manage it, and push forward.
So, with that being said, leadership is discussed constantly, yet we continue to see failures in governments, corporations, and organizations around the world. So, what do you believe people are getting wrong about leadership today? And how has your leadership philosophy evolved over the years? And what do you think you do better based upon all the things you've learned?
Ooh, another good one. Um, Leaders are humans, first of all. So
Yes,
we put them on a pedestal, especially governments. And
which is totally
governments,
the wrong thing to do.
correct. And so individuals within the governments have a personal agenda, and they might say it's better for the union, better for the country, better for the nation. At the end of it, it's a human that's making the decision.
Exactly.
And so that decision is is based upon a good day, bad information, bad insight. I don't believe leadership comes from titles.
No, definitely not. Nor from
Leadership is
nor from qualifications.
correct, very exactly. Leadership comes from responsibility. Um, if your team is successful, my team takes the credit. It's not me. In fact, if you ask anybody in my company, nobody works for me. I work for them. That's
Yeah,
a leader.
yeah.
I I make sure that things are in place for them to succeed. Where leadership happens is when we sit down and we look at outcomes, expectations, needs, wants, and desires, and then how that customer feels. Then we cross into accountability. And so the leader is about listening, understanding, building a good team around you, but also taking responsibility for when things go wrong. Um, I've always believed that people
Amazing.
don't follow the title, people follow what you do.
Yeah, no, exactly. Which I think is something that seriously lacks across the board. So, with that being said, like in terms of leading into AI or artificial intelligence and how much it's changing every industry, some people see enormous opportunity while others see it as a threat. So, where do you think the balance lies, and how should leadership or leaders prepare for their organizations for what's coming?
So we have internally to the group, we have an AI energetic company. And so it's with any great change, you can go back to the 1990s when the cell phone came out. It changed how people communicated. You can say the same thing with, you know, DVR machines, VCR machines, the internet. Things change constantly. Fintech industries, Bitcoin. It changes how we look at things, and so I look at it from a standpoint in that society needs to provide exponentiary capabilities for staff, but also for society. And so AI will start to create an opportunity to reduce some of the political failures that we're all seeing. So if you want to get a driver's license, you no longer have to wait for somebody who's on a coffee break or called off sick to go process your paperwork and take an hour. The system can update it. What it does need is a human in the middle of that process
Yeah.
to ensure that the process is done correctly. For us, we know that AI is already starting to replace positions within our own company. So we're upskilling those individuals to give them better and more robust skills because you're always going to need an individual or a human within it. And so the tool is a tool. The tool will become more prevalent in the next 5 years. Our economies will change. we will see that less people are employed and more technology, unfortunately. So what is the government going to do about taxes?
Mm,
Is going to be a universal wage for everybody? Is society, how's society going to manage this?
mm.
A government can't do that. Corporations like us and others need to now look at that, of how to provide the ability for humans to manage it, understand it, develop it, and give people still a value proposition for their own lives.
Yeah, no, exactly. So beyond AI, we are seeing huge advances in automation, robotics, digital infrastructure, and data centers. So what excites you most about these developments, and where do you think we should be exercising more caution?
Technology is about removing repetitive work. And so what I don't see is technology being the risk. I see the human behind the technology is the risk.
Yes,
I,
true.
I see I see business owners making decisions, and in our own world right now, 1%, 2% of the total population are making decisions for us where AI is going and where technology and robotics are going. Unfortunately, that's throughout life.
Mm.
Wealthy people, that percentage starts to decide where society goes, and they have the influence and the capabilities. That's the risk.
Mm.
It's not AI, it's not the robotic dogs or the drones. It's how individuals with wealth and capabilities outvote and push agendas for their own beliefs, for their
Yes,
own.
and that becomes dangerous.
Correct. So that's the risk. It's not the technology. AI doesn't cause it unless somebody allows it, and that takes a human to make that decision.
Yes. So your companies operate internationally across Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and other emerging markets. So how has working in different cultures and environments influenced the way you build relationships and conduct business? Because that's always tricky to navigate, right?
Yeah, it's cultural.
Yes.
I can be in Baghdad in one area, and then I'm in Nairobi or Senegal in another, and each one is tremendously different. People are people. Cultures have a value of a trust system, respect, relations, integrity. Business is built between two people. Technology, okay, we're on Zoom today, but um, I'm more of the type of person I want to sit across, which is why I travel so much. I want to build relationships. I want to talk to my clients. I want to see where we're operating it. I want to help my employee in his wedding. I want to be there at his bar mitzvah. I want to be there and be a supportive uh, person in
Yes.
society. I think that's what international business should be about.
And
Is
human
about it.
connection.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. It is about human connection. It's about furthering society because we have enough social risk in our societies,
Mm.
and so markets will change, technology will change things, but people will be changed by it if others don't engage and build relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. So business today face geopolitical instability, cyber threats, economic uncertainty, and rapid technological change. So what advice would you give to business leaders who are trying to build an organization that can adapt and remain resilient?
I would say, so I'm in the business of risk management, and so I've seen companies for years focus on efficiency, and the problem is they've never focused on resilience.
Yes.
Um, that that comes in many different flavors, and so during COVID, what did we see? Government failed,
Uh-huh.
supply chains failed, governments also changed, conflict happened.
Mm.
Uh,
And
Organizations
division.
don't exactly.
Yeah.
Organizations are not adaptable to change, even though they have a risk management section within their industry,
Mm.
but they don't know how to adapt to it quick enough because they're so marred with bureaucracy and processes. And then also nepotism and own, business concepts without understanding what's good for the society or for the area or for the market or for the organization.
So building a company is never straightforward. So looking back, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced growing your business internationally, and what role has building the right team played in your success?
Very interesting point. So I actually don't build companies. I build jobs.
Yes. Okay.
Um, so my job is that creating an opportunity to make an income and to enhance a family unit or
Mm.
society.
Yeah.
Um, Companies don't grow because one CEO works hard. They grow because there are people that are employees who they trust to lead. And so in that, as a leader, you you become more of a family unit where you want to help and protect and create that path for longevity. In the 70s, people would stay with the company for 50, 60 years. Now people stay 2 years, rotating both 2 years. Is that because of the leadership? Is that because of personal growth? Is that because of financial desires or needs? Is that because of what? The values are gone. And
Yes.
so
Very
to
true.
grow to grow a business, it now takes an understanding of human interaction in the human quest, but also um, building jobs and building opportunities, giving people an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as both an entrepreneur and an investor, what do you look for when deciding whether to invest in a company? And is the market, the product, the leadership team, or is it something else that you look for specifically?
I never look at the company; it can change. Market
Yes.
can change.
Yeah.
Products change. I look at people.
Yes.
In fact, I will if I find somebody good, I will create a job around them. Uh,
Amazing.
Good people are hard to find. Good
Very, and
people
also loyal
adapt.
people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, from an investment standpoint, many people come and seek whether it's guidance or income, but it comes down to the individual, and the flexibility is not there, the drive's not there, uh, the ability to be a storyteller, the passion, it's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly. So many entrepreneurs struggle to raise capital, and there is a lot of discussion around access to investors. So, from your perspective, what are some of the biggest mistakes founders make when approaching an investor, and what advice would you give to them?
I don't know how other people. I'll speak of myself.
Yeah.
People that come to me. So I find many people talk too much about their product.
Mhm.
I'm not
True.
buying a product.
Yeah.
I'm buying the confidence. I'm buying the ability that you can execute. I'm buying the leadership. Um, I, I many investors make the mistakes, or other people make the mistake because they love the idea. It's not about loving the idea. It's about, as I said a few seconds ago, it is about the execution
Yes.
and the confidence to carry the business forward. There are bumpy roads. We've all been that way. Um, there's nothing guaranteed in from my perspective as an investor. I look for the confidence, the execution of leadership.
So, when you invest, do you invest first in the person, the problem they're trying to solve, or the financial opportunity? And what qualities make someone stand out to you?
Well, I always invest in the person.
Yes.
If the person can't solve the problem, then there's no investment.
No.
Um,
True.
so it's people first. Um, it's also shared value systems.
Yes.
It's also, is there a moral compass?
And if they're
Is
in
there
alignment with you, right?
correct? But is there also alignment in the market they're trying to approach? Many people
Yes.
are now jumping into the AI. How many more? I mean, of course, there's clearly more room for more people, but have they clearly thought about it? Many people are chasing notoriety and the ability for profiling of being successful or getting an investment within millions and billions of dollars. That's great, but at the end of the day, a return needs to be provided as well as a successful concept. How fast are you able to turn that around? What are you as a person willing to put into that to make that happen? Those are things that people think about, but are they willing to work those hours to put in to make that happen? So the commitment is there, and that's what needs to happen.
So every successful entrepreneur has experienced setbacks that you've mentioned along the way. So can you share one challenge or failure that has ultimately become one of your greatest lessons? And maybe you've had many, but is there one in particular that stands out for you?
Ooh, I've made mistakes, some expensive ones too. Maybe I moved too quickly, or I trusted the wrong person.
Yes.
Um, if anything, it teaches you humility.
True.
um, when you sit there and you look at what you've just done or what you've just experienced, but it also it teaches you judgment. You know, what
Yes.
did I do wrong? What could I have done? So I don't regret what I failed at.
Mm.
It's probably the best way I've learned on how to do things. But then at the same point, it takes a little bit of your humanity away because when the next opportunity comes, you might digress too much into the what's, the whys, the hows, and should I, could I, instead of taking it for what it's actually in front of you. So it has its pros and cons.
Yeah. So finally, that leads me to the last question. If you could leave our audience with three pieces of advice for someone looking to build an international business or pursue a similar career, what would those be? And when people look back on your career years from now, what legacy would you hope to have left?
So I'll take the last one. I don't care if my name's ever known again.
Yeah. True.
I don't care. The company is more important than me, and the staff that are behind it are more important to me. So that's the biggest thing. Um, in building a business, I think it's the ability to execute, the resilience. Failure is going to happen. Are you willing to commit? Um, I'm constantly working 24 hours a day. That's just my life.
Yes.
That's my choice. I'm not a person of fads. Work-life balance. What is that? I don't understand
Yeah,
that
it
concept.
doesn't really exist.
So I think it comes down to commitment. Are you a part-time player or are you full-time?
Mm.
That's the reality.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Michael. And if people would like to connect with you, what would be the best platforms to do so?
Um, platforms. Email is fine. Or I'm on LinkedIn.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. And hopefully we can have you back in the future to see where you are in your journey. And thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate your questions.